My mother gifted my sister a $50,000 luxury sedan for the holidays. My present? A small coin bank with a single dollar inside. I forced a smile and drove home. The next morning, I left a holiday surprise on their doorstep that had her calling me repeatedly. I'm Jake, 31 years old, the eldest child, the family's go-to fixer, clogged pipe. I'm there with a wrench, bills due. My card's somehow on file. My hair's cropped short, my emails sorted, and my savings split into practical categories like emergency, taxes, and future goals. I work in logistics for a medical supplier. I negotiate freight costs and manage data sheets. It's not flashy, but it's steady income. I rent a modest one-bedroom. I cook most nights. I jog 3 miles before work because numbers make more sense after a sweat. My sister Ivy, 3 years younger, dodges consequences like they're optional. She hops between jobs like they're hobbies. She starts ventures, takes payments, and skips deadlines. When it unravels, she cries softly and people rush to help. Mom calls Ivy fragile. Dad says I'm tough. Meaning Ivy gets the safety net. I am the safety net. Holiday Eve, our home smelled of spices and polish. Mom set the formal room like a photo shoot. Unlit candles, a tree too perfect to be real. It wasn't. We gathered for dinner. Mom's voice was bright, her smile stiff. She loves moments where her generosity shines. Halfway through dessert, she tapped her glass and announced, "I have a surprise." She checked for eyes on her. Everyone's always watching. Dad brought out the idea first, a key fob in a velvet box tied with a ribbon. For Ivy, Mom declared, "She's really grown this year." Ivy gasped, hand to her heart. "Mom, no way." "Yes," Mom said, "see the driveway." We stepped outside like a rehearsed cast. There sat a white BMW, temporary tags. "Happy Holidays" in fake snow on the windshield. Ivy squealed. Mom teared up. Dad looked relieved. I stood there thinking of last spring when I covered 6 months of their mortgage during Dad's job gap. Or when I paid Ivy's overdue tuition to save her from academic probation she didn't finish. No one documented those. No velvet box. Back inside, Mom handed out gifts. Socks for Dad. A scented diffuser for me. A cartoonish coin bank with $1 that clinked when I shook it. "Save more," Mom joked, laughing. "Cute," I said, smiling politely. My jaw tightened. Ivy hugged Mom again. "You're the best. I'm emotional." Mom glanced at me. "Don't be odd, Jake," Dad added. "Be happy for Ivy." "I am," I said, voice calm. "I'm good at calm." Then Ivy smirked. "Maybe stop preaching about money now." Something snapped. The room felt too bright. My ears hummed. I saw the coin bank and recalled every payment I'd made for them, every late shift, every "I've got it." I placed the bank on the table and stood. "Thanks for dinner." I kissed Mom's cheek, hugged Dad, tapped Ivy's shoulder. No fight. No explanation. No ruined moment. Driving home, the quiet road and clear sky let my thoughts breathe. I made tea, washed my skillet, sat at my small table with a pen and old envelopes and wrote 3 notes. I slept deeply. Here's what people miss about a quiet eldest child leaving with a coin bank. 2 years ago, when Dad's back injury and a friend's paperwork error hit, I paid their property taxes to avoid penalties. "We'll repay soon," Mom said. Soon became when work picks up, then after the loan, then silence. When Ivy racked up a store card at 20, I cleared it to stop interest from crushing her. Mom cried, "You saved her future, Jake." That future forgot me fast. 3 summers back, their roof collapsed in a storm. Insurance shorted them. I used my future fund to cover it, not a gift. I wrote a clear promissory note. Principal, no interest, monthly payments. Signatures, Dad signed. Mom sighed, "Family doesn't need this." She signed anyway. "It protects you," I said, unspoken. "It protects me." They paid the first month. Second was late. Third, nothing. After the holidays, they said. Holidays brought candles in abundance. January brought nothing. Ivy's crises came in waves. Spring, my laptop broke before finals. Summer, landlord added fees. Fall, 2 jobs and school is toxic. Always via text, wrapped in sob stories, ending with, "Hate to ask, but..." Last spring, sleepless, I tallied it. Bank statements, highlighted transfers, summed totals. 3 years equaled a house down payment. My house. I saved it as Tools XLSX to avoid seeing it. "You're so generous," relatives tell Mom. "Such a helpful son." Mom acts burdened by my help. Smaller wounds piled up. Family phone plan in my name for my better credit. "We'll pay monthly," Mom said. They stopped after 6 months. When I cut Ivy's line after no payments, Mom cried, "You're humiliating her." Car insurance we agreed to split. I paid a loan. "We're struggling," Dad said. "You can handle it," Ivy added. Group chats ignored my promotions but cheered Ivy's selfies. Before the holidays, Mom listed needs. Chairs, pans, bring your card for bulk shopping. I agreed, trained to comply. In the garage, Dad asked, "Can you cuss in for Ivy's car? She's changed." "She crashed 2 cars," I said. "She's grown," he insisted. I sidestepped. At home, I stared at Tools XLSX, wondering when I became the emergency fund for a house I kept running. The night before, Ivy texted a pricey perfume photo. "Should I treat myself?" I typed. "Got rent?" Deleted it. Sent a thumbs up. I hated that. At the holiday, Mom watched me like I might ruin her scene. "Smile," she hissed during photos. "Act like family." Then the coin bank, the jab, Ivy's quip. Driving home, my wheel felt slick, though my hands were dry. I realized strong ones carry weights others add, then get praised for standing straight. I dropped the weight, no outburst. No online rant, no arguments. I wrote 3 notes, set 3 alarms, 7 o'clock, 7:05, 7:10. At 6:30, I brewed coffee. At 6:45, I laced my running shoes. At 7 o'clock, I drove to the clerk's office, where a board official stamped papers I should have filed sooner, noting fees. The stamp clicked like a locked door. By 7:40, I stopped at a print shop. The owner, familiar from work, printed 10 copies of my late-night draft in a clean font. At 8:05, I reached my parents' street. Holiday lights sagged. A plastic reindeer stared blankly. I placed a manila envelope under their wreath, rang the bell, and returned to my car, engine off. Dad opened the door, picked it up, vanished. Mom's voice carried through my window. My phone lit. "Mom, Dad, Ivy, Mom again, then unknown." Mom thinking anonymity hides her. Texts followed. "Jake, what's this? Dad, a prank. Mom, you're cruel." Ivy, a photo of my document on their counter. My title, points, signed, dated. It was clear. Page 1, every payment I made since the roof, dates, amounts, reasons like avoided lien or cleared academic hold. Page 2, the promissory note, now a filed lien on their house for the unpaid balance. Page 3, phone plan cancellation notice effective next month with transfer steps. Page 4, demand to return my spare card from Mom's purse. Page 5, statement I'd never again guarantee or cossin anything. A smaller envelope for Ivy-held texts of her money requests next to concert bands, salon shots, trip photos. A copy of her apartment application listing me as guarantor without consent. A note, remove my name by Friday or I report fraud. No insults, just facts, deadlines. At 8:30, Mom called. I answered. "What is this?" No greeting. "Records," I said. "A lien on our house," her voice broke. "I filed our agreed loan. It protects us both. Pay monthly, nothing changes. You're ruining our holiday." I filed on the 26th. Holiday's fine. "You cut our phones." I cut my plan. "You can take yours. You're cold." "I'm done being your bank." Silence. Dad took over. "This is extreme, son." "Extreme is expecting me to fund your choices," I said. "We raised you, and I've paid for a decade." Ivy jumped in. "You're mad about my car. Grow up." "Keep the car," I said. "Remove my name from your papers." "What papers?" "Your lease." Group chat erupted. "Aunts, cousins, family doesn't do this." I replied, "Family doesn't sneak my name onto leases." "Happy to share proof." "Jake," Mom snapped, "don't send those texts." "I won't," I said, "unless you lie about me." "How dare you threaten me?" "I'm setting boundaries I needed years ago." I hung up. Adrenaline buzzed like after a run. I breathed in 4 out 6. My cold tea was still sweet. Silence felt solid, clean. The first 2 days were loud. Relatives who never texted me birthdays weighed in. "Your mom's crying," Aunt May wrote. "Fix it." "Ivy's hurt," a cousin added. "You shamed her." "Hurt by accountability," I replied. "New for us." I sent proof privately to critics. No commentary, just context. Noise dropped. Mom tried softer. "I didn't know the note was legal," she voiced. "It's signed," I said. "That's legal. You tricked us." "It's in clear font." Dad texted about duty. I replied, "Duty isn't slavery." I respect myself. Ivy posted the BMW's wheel. "Haters call it karma." I muted her. Ivy's landlord called. "Jake, verifying your guarantor status." "I'm not one. Remove me." The application was unauthorized. "We need a statement." Emailed an hour ago. Got it. That night, Ivy sent a dozen texts. "You flagged me with my landlord. Happy, want me homeless." "I want honesty," I replied. "Pay rent without my name." "You're stealing our house." "I filed a no-interest loan. Pay it, nothing happens." No reply. My life quieted. No buzzing phone at dinner. No surprise bank deductions. I ran at dusk, feeling lighter, like a weight lifted. I stopped taking every holiday shift. I used leave, saw a movie alone midweek, laughed freely in an empty theater. Aunt May texted, softer, "You're canceling the phone plan?" Instructions sent, I replied. Take it to the store. Another aunt lectured about honoring parents. Honor isn't exploitation, I answered. She didn't reply. 2 weeks later, Dad met me for coffee. Outside, muffins too big, he skipped ordering. I'm upset, he said, hands clasped. I know, I said, and embarrassed. We needed Alean to keep promises. You could have without it, I said. You didn't. Your mom thinks you're punishing her. I'm protecting me, he nodded. Ivy's lease, not my name, he sighed. Your mom won't stop calling. I know, he looked older. You were always steady. We used that. I allowed it, I said. Now I'm stopping. Okay. No apology, but he slid a check for 2 missed roof payments. No big deal, he said. I took it, sent a receipt, logged it like a clerk. The drama spread. Ivy's boyfriend messaged about Unity. Ignored. A cousin asked for my note template. I sent it. A neighbor mentioned Dad fixing the roof. I smiled. The BMW lasted 2 weeks before Ivy hit a pole. She posted, haters say karma. I walked away. By January's end, the phone plan transferred. Mom called, shocked. They charged a deposit. Normal, I said. Pay on time, you'll get it back. Your dad says your budget's smart. I can send a blank one. No, she snapped. We don't need your systems. We hung up. I laughed, not joy, but like air leaving a burned-out room. New space opened. I took an evening sequel class, slept 8 hours, meal prepped like a cliché. Rent auto-deducted without stress. Friends came for chili, played cards, asked no favors. My phone list, proof I did right, grew. No dread waking, no shower arguments, bank balance mine, 5-mile runs free of others' bills. Dad asked me to move an old couch. I brought gloves, boundaries. Ivy sat with bills, ready to argue, then didn't. Mom shredded ads like they'd wronged her. Dad and I set the couch curbside. He spoke in the cold. I'm working extra. We'll catch up. Okay, I said. He paused. Thanks for not exploding. It made me see my role. I didn't do it to teach, I said. I was sinking. He nodded. It shifted something. The couch looked right on the curb. People focus on the car, bank, or envelope. Props. The real stories in my notes app, checked post-holiday. I won't be used. I'm no hero for filing papers, no villain for refusing to fund. I'm a person who counted, named, said enough, and acted. Mom tells a tale where I chose money over family. She needs that. It avoids her giving Ivy a car and me a jab the same night. Maybe she'll see it someday, maybe not. Dad pays slowly. I log each check, send receipts. We talk weather, sports, silence. It's clean. Ivy and I aren't close. She kept the BMW, learned rent due without me. If she texts emergencies with salon plans, I ignore. If she says paid rent myself, I send a thumbs up. That's my limit. I gain space. Mornings with coffee and quiet as a gift. A bank account reflecting my work. A calendar free of traps. Helping now means a chair, not carrying the table too. Weeks later, I found the coin bank in my car. It's on my shelf by Spices, pink and silly. I dropped a quarter in. It clinked. I laugh now, not bitter, at a cheap symbol that spoke truth. Save yourself. Keep your money close. My moral, love doesn't mean yes. Show up, not your wallet. Forgive, but file. I owe no good son, act if it's exploitation. I owe myself a life that fits. A backpack without stones. Next time someone hands me a coin bank with $1 and a smirk, I'll smile, say thanks, go home. If I leave another doorstep gift, it'll be the same. Paper honest, my name signed, boundaries clear.